When people talk about verification these days, particularly within journalism, they're talking about places like Syria. But actually, verification is just as important if you're dealing with a viral video of a cat falling down a toilet. Every piece of content that you find on the social web, you need to verify to the same standards. And here's an example of a video that seems quite harmless. It was of a woman who's watching a storm unfold in her back garden, and she's filming it because now we find that people are filming all sorts of things around them. And it's a pretty harmless video for 44 seconds. You hear the rain beating down and she's doing a bit of a voiceover. Then all of a sudden, lightning hits that tree in the background. Oh shit! Now, it's a great video, but the person who uploaded it was called Rita Krill. She had never uploaded anything previously to YouTube, and we couldn't find any other information about her online, but we needed to talk to her to verify that this was a particular location and the date and everything else. So we started searching. Now, in the US, people give away a lot more information than we would perhaps be used to in Europe, and a particularly good site is one called Spokeo, and I would always recommend that a news organisation pays a little bit more for Spokeo Pro because you get even more information. By putting in Rita Krill into Spokeo, and luckily she had quite an unusual name, we found only 5 Rita Krills in the US. Now, from the video you could tell that there was a palm tree in the background that suggested it was probably somewhere in the south, so either Arizona or Florida. So we looked into Florida, and the amazing / horrifying thing about Spokeo is the amount of information you can get. So from this entry, we know Rita's name, her age, we know her telephone number, we know the price of her property, and her address. So at this stage, we're thinking, okay, maybe this is our Rita Krill, but we're not 100%. By looking at Facebook, here was an entry for Rita Krill, and again, remembering that all of this is like a jigsaw puzzle, the dog in her profile photo was the same dog that had appeared in the video, therefore showing that probably this was the correct Rita Krill. But still, you can't accept everything at face value. One of the things we needed to check was there a large thunderstorm in that particular part of Florida on that particular date? Now, a pretty powerful website is called Wolfram Alpha, which is a little bit like a search engine, but very different to Google, and basically puts together lots of different information. And with that, you can ask specifically, what was the weather on October the 5th in Naples, Florida? And you can do this for anywhere in the world. And it comes back and says on that day, there was rain, thunderstorms, and fog. The other thing to find was a tweet from a local weather forecaster who again said, please tweet us your weather pictures because there's a thunderstorm in the area. Again, dated the 5th of October, proving that this is probably very likely that there was a storm in that area that we now know that Rita Krill lives. And Google Maps allows you, as you know, to go in and put a specific address in, and by doing that, it's possible to see Rita's house. You can see the tree that appeared on the video, and it was a case of just picking up the phone and talking to her and saying, was this you? Did you take the video? As you can imagine, she was a little bit surprised that via just uploading some content to YouTube, there was a journalist on the telephone, but she was very friendly, and she actually went outside and took photos of the damage that had actually happened to the tree as another form of verification. So whether you're looking at content from Syria or you're looking at a weather video from Florida, you need to do exactly the same types of checks.